Dwight Lyman Moody was born on February 5, 1837, in Northfield, Massachusetts. His father died when Moody was 4, leaving 9 children for his mother Betsy to raise. His mother never encouraged Dwight to read the Bible, and he only acquired the equivalent of a 5th grade education. When he was 17, he was a shoe dealer in Boston. He would attend the YMCA and other Sunday school classes, which is where he became a Christian at the age of 18. Shortly after, he moved to Chicago to sell shoes and worked toward his goal of amassing a fortune of $100,000. After a while, Moody had felt as if he was living his faith out wrong by trying to amass fortune. He felt as if he should be helping the poor instead. So in 1858, he established a mission Sunday school at North Market Hall in a slum in Chicago. In 1861, he left his business to concentrate on social and evangelical work. He would draw in German and Scandinavian immigrant children to his mission with candy and pony rides. He would draw in the adults with English classes that were also prayer meetings. During the Civil War, he would evangelize to the Union troops. He relentlessly sought and received financial support for all of his projects from rich Christian businessmen such as Cyrus McCormick and John Wanamaker. He tried to mix effective social work with evangelism. In October of 1871, the Great Chicago Fire destroyed Moody's mission church, his home, and the YMCA. In a desperate effort, he traveled to New York to raise funds to rebuild the church and the YMCA. But while he was walking down Wall Street, he felt what he would describe as a presence and power, as he had never known before. He felt it so much that he cried aloud, "Hold, Lord, it is enough." He then returned to Chicago with a new vision, which was preaching the kingdom of God, not social work. That's what would change the world. Moody believed that music would be a great tool in his campaigns in 1870. He heard Ira Sankey sing at a YMCA convention. He was so moved by it that he convinced Sankey to give up his well-paying government career to join him on his campaigns. In the summer of 1873, Moody and Sankey were invited to the British Isles by evangelical Anglicans William Pennefather and Cuthbert Bainbridge, but both died before Moody and Sankey arrived. So without official endorsements, Moody and Sankey campaigned throughout York, Sunderland, and Jarrow to minimal crowds. In Newcastle, their evangelistic efforts began to reap converts, and from that, their popularity escalated. After preaching 2 years in England, Scotland, and Ireland, Moody returned to America as an internationally famous revivalist. Although he was famed, Moody still gave credit to God and said that there were preachers far better than he was. Upon his arrival, crusades were called for. During the crusades, Moody would go house to house of residents prior to a crusade, converting many people. Moody and Sankey would then alternate between Europe and America, which led to campaigns for more than 100 million people. At their 1883 Cambridge, England meetings, 7 leading university students committed themselves to become missionaries in China under the famous Hudson Taylor. In 1880, Moody invited adults and college-age youth to the first of many summer Bible conferences at his home in Northfield. These conferences helped nurture dispensationalism and fundamentalism, both of which were just emerging. At one conference, the student volunteer movement was founded by 100 collegians who pledged to work in foreign missions after their college education. In 1886, Moody started the Bible Work Institute of the Chicago Evangelization Society, which would later be renamed to the Moody Bible Institute shortly before his death. From this work, he launched yet another work called the Colportage Association, which would later become known as the Moody Press, which was an organization using horse-drawn gospel wagons from which students sold low-cost religious books and tracts throughout the nation. Despite a tireless schedule, which included preaching 6 sermons a day just a month before he died, he loved to spend time with his children and grandchildren at their Northfield, Massachusetts farm, where he ended up dying on December 22nd, 1899.